Good morning and welcome. Thank you for coming today. Very, very exciting for me. I get to introduce my mentor of a while. We're still in our late 20s, right? So we have to get about this stuff. So I'm really, really pleased that Derrick is here today. I'm really pleased to see everyone else. Let's see. I first went to Derrick when I wanted to learn about Wing Chi healing. And it's working with breath. We work with stones and crystals. And during that process, I said to Derrick, okay, I'm hearing things. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. And he would smile and laugh at me. And he said, well, that's great. What does it mean? That's great. But he just encouraged me to keep doing it and keep doing it. And next thing I know, he goes, oh, you're doing mediumship now. That's not what I went to learn to do, but I was so fortunate I got to learn to do both and then continue to work with Derrick. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience. Derrick has his own radio show. He's written a book. I like to call you a master medium because you truly are very, very gifted, and you give more than what you ever take from people, and that's always wonderful with you. He is a great book if you guys would like to read. Again, radio show, and I'm going to let him talk more about himself because you'll just really enjoy to hear his story, and it really helped me on my journey. Derrick?
I like it in my hands. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. I hear there's actually some sick people here. That's why they're absent. I was sick. I'm not sick-minded, I'm sick. I was sick. I actually was up in Northern Alberta, just got back. I work on the reservations when I'm asked to come up and work up there, and I also I want to acknowledge Derrick First Nations for walking me back there, so I'd like to thank them too. We did a diabetes conference, and up there, some people think that when you live on reservations that people just live in teepees, and the old-fashioned way of thinking. It's not true. They just live in houses like you and I. Just basically, as if you're walking into a small town, and that's exactly what it is all about. They're absolutely wonderful people, but in their location where they live. They actually suffer through all types of illnesses like we do here. And they're trying to figure out how to deal with all the other versions of alternative medicines and trying to go take the healing back because there's such a great amount of sickness there, not as we call sickness as a negative sickness, but sometimes we do have it once in a while no matter where we go. But there's not as much drug and alcohol use there, but there's a lot of diabetes and a lot of obesity at times. And so they're trying to learn from us what we can share with them. Now they're also trying to get back into traditional counseling and traditional ways that we used to live before, because in some points in time past, Christianity did try to stop that as well. So they're bringing all this back. And they're questioning, they don't question what we do anymore. And when they asked me to come up there for last year for the first time, in Driftball to do mediumship and do healing work up there, they were so pleased because they knew very well that my presence there was going to give them hope. And we do have people out there that sometimes have a negative way of thinking that try to stop people like ourselves and say, while you're trying to give them hope. It's important for us to do that because we need to share that no matter what congregation you work. And I've been on my journey since I was a young boy. But I never did know how to use it. I didn't know what to do with it because most people don't really know what the word psychic meant or the word mediumship. We never talked about it then. It was never an important word. It was never brought up. All I knew was my family, my mother's side of the family, being Aboriginal as well. All we knew is that we're just living. We're just people. And every mother had an inside of her own. And she always had the idea of thinking that she can actually help heal her own children. And so that's why mothers always had that one mind thinking that they know where their children are all the time because they always have that third eye. Not here, back here, because as soon as the kids are gone, they know where they're going. Right? How many mothers remember where all their children are going? No matter where they're going, go, I know where you are. Get back here. Right? But the fathers are always seem to wander off and let the kids get away with things. So they think. But having to work up there was great. I really enjoyed being there, but I came back. On my way back, I stopped in Slave Lake. And I wanted to stop up and see my niece. And at the same time, I called up my son and his fiancée to meet me there because I wanted to see my granddaughter for the very first time. And she's 18 months old, and she was born October 28th. And when I saw her for the first time, I thought, oh my God, she looks like my family. And my niece saw her for the first time. She says, oh my God, 3 of us together, myself, my son, and my granddaughter, we all look the same. I thought, man, we're going to want to have one terrorizing family. Because basically, we're just wild children when we're kids. But anyways, my son comes out of the car and he's driving up, and he comes out of the car and he says, guess what, Papa Bear? I said, don't tell me. You're having another baby. He's going to be a boy in about 7 months. She goes, how do you know that? I can't tell you nothing. I said, well, I do. So my son, he goes, I feel lucky. But he's a wonderful kid. And he's going to be a proud dad again, second time in the next 7 months. And he's looking forward to it. And I said, well, put the letter down. What do you think about that? He goes, well, we're talking about 2, so we're going to get married right after the second baby's born. I said, great. Let me know. Because I'll spoil the crap with more kids. But we actually really do enjoy ourselves as being fathers and mothers and parents. We have to spoil our children. Now, this is St. Patrick's coming in tomorrow. Now, I like to wish everybody happy St. Patrick's. Now, here's one thing I used to always think about. I was thinking about it on the way down here. People who have a Patrick name, one day of the year must think they're absolutely important because they have that word saint in front of it. Not Patricia, but St. Patrick. So actually the guy gets up in the morning and he says to his wife, good morning. You have to call me God now because I'm a saint. And people enjoy that. So I can see the guy say, oh God, here he comes. Oh, thank you. But I've actually enjoyed St. Patrick. My grandmother was Gaelic. And she used to speak Gaelic when she was a young girl. And my mom, all she learned was all the nasty words. But she never taught me Gaelic. And I've always had an adoration for the Gaelic music, for the Celtic music, always since I was a kid growing up. There is Irish in my family. Our family goes back to the Rolfs, which also Pocahontas is one of my relatives too. Our family goes back to year 426. I did a lot of research, and I'm still finding more of my relatives coming out of the trees. It's interesting because we've got relatives that were writing back and forth. We've got more photographs, more things coming out. So it's absolutely phenomenal. I just couldn't believe it, how much of our family really does exist, and we're doing so much research. But one thing we learn about life, and a lot of people always worry about one thing, is that having trying to figure out what they can do with it. Because we always worry about what's going to happen next. And the most important thing in life people always worry about is death. We always go through the sadness thinking when we do lose that loved one, how are we going to actually understand where we're going to go from here? Because I have a lot of people come and see me in my work, and people like Barb, people like Lynn. Now, Lynn right now, she's just getting started into her work. She's been at it for maybe about a year or 2 at the most professionally. And so she's going to be on the roll. I know this woman. She's going to be absent on the roll the next couple of years, that I wouldn't put past that she's going to be on television. Okay? I really do. And the point that they're going to be pulling her right in.
Is it the Derrick
No, then you're on your own. How many times do you ever tell somebody when you say you're on your own? And all of a sudden we freeze up. Because we're not used to being by ourselves on our own, are we? We're always used to having dependency about people being with us to support us, which is great. You have to have a loved one. Barb's got Ozzy to help her, to support her in her work, which she does. My wife, I've got her to give me that support if I need to get myself back on my feet. And there's always someone there by our side. But sometimes also, too, we have other professionals that are in the field that don't have that support from family. So a lot of times they're on their own. And when I do my radio show, I'm on my own because my wife can't step in by my side. You can't say that. I get on radio, I say, I open my mouth and I let it go.